Hey folks, today I'm going to teach you how to change the default black color in Discord calls to something like this green color here, and that way you can have a nice, green screen it out. You can have whatever background you want. You can make a nice little animated background. You can make sure your chat is always underneath the webcam, so you're not ever going to be cutting anyone, covering up anyone's face. You can even make sure, or you can even, have your desktop here and display you and someone else. And the big benefit, the biggest advantage of this is that you do it in a way where if I, move someone else to the call here, because I'm not actually cropping anything, I'm just moving out, I'm just removing the background. When I add someone else to the call, I'm not, no one's face is being cut off, and no matter how many people join a call, you're always going to show everyone's full webcam. It's wonderful, beautiful. I'm going to show you how to do it. It's really simple, really easy. The first thing you're going to need to do is download Vencord. You can literally just go to Google, type in Vencord, click on the download link. I'll have a link below too, and you're going to download the exe, and you're going to run it. Now, before you actually click install here, make sure you're going to want to close out of Discord, and make sure to go into Task Manager and actually fully close Discord, because it'll usually run in the background even after you close it. So make sure it's fully shut down there, and then you're just simply going to click install. It's going to say it's installed, and now when you open Discord, you will see a new settings menu here called Vencord. And literally all you guys have to do is open the quick edit CSS. Now it's actually already here for me because it doesn't, it must not clear out the files that actually save that when you uninstall Vencord. But I'll have this code pasted below. You simply paste the code in, and you guys are done. Now, when you join a VC, anytime you pop out that VC, it'll have the background color. I have it set to a sort of dark green color because I know if I make it brighter, you'll be able to sort of see that there's something green on my screen reflecting on my face. But you guys can actually make the color whatever you want. Literally, you just have to come in here and change both of these colors to anything you want. They have a nice little, color picker in here for you even. Now these next steps are also simple, but because of the way I'm recording it, on the same computer that I'm capturing this on and everything, it might be a little hard to follow, but I'm gonna, try to do my best. Basically, you're gonna want to grab a window capture of your Discord. So you'll add a window capture source in OBS, or Streamlabs OBS will work roughly the same way. The UI is a little different, and you'll select the Discord window. Again, you're going to want to make sure it's popped out and set to full screen. And of course, right now it just looks like a basic, window capture. But what we're going to do is we're going to, I can't actually see what I'm doing in OBS. Here, you're going to right click on the window capture. You're going to go to filters, and what you're going to want to add to get rid of the green. Some of you might be used to adding a chroma key to get rid of a green screen, but you're actually going to, for this use, add a color key. What the color key will allow you to do is, as the name sort of suggests, key out a specific color. So you're going to want to set the similarity to 1 and the smoothness to 1, and then you're going to go to custom color. You're gonna hit select color, and then you just gotta hit pick screen color, and then click on in this little preview here the color of your Discord window, and there you go. Right now what's happening is the reason we're doing a color key is because this is thanks Windows 11 for snapping my windows everywhere. I love it so much. The color key is keying out literally just this one color. A normal chroma key, or if I turn off the smoothness and stuff on here, is going to start keying out more colors. But because this is, just a digital window where the background is just set to one color, you can literally just select this one color. The next thing you're probably going to want to do, and I've switched over to my sort of regular panel scene here just so you can see this. Obviously, we have the little bar at the top. What you're going to want to do is similar to what we did before. Just right click on your window capture here. You're going to go to filters, and you're going to add a crop filter. I realize you can't really see what I'm doing. You're going to add a crop filter, and you're going to make sure the relative boxes check as it is by default. You're going to add 28 there. That's what it is for me. It might be different for you if your monitor is a different resolution, but I'm running 1080p monitor with it in full screen, and that'll get rid of the little bar at the top for you. So the next step is optional, but I recommend doing it. It is adding a drop shadow and or some type of outer glow to it. So if I go to my regular thing here and just turn on my regular source and make sure my filters are enabled on my regular source, you can see I just turned on my shadow there. This is without the shadow. This is with the shadow. I think it looks nicer. The first thing you're going to want to make sure to do is actually go back to that crop / pad filter. This is only if you want to add the shadow. And you're going to want to, for the left and right, actually do a negative crop. So the number that works best for me with my settings for my shadow is -36. You guys might find, depending on the settings that you make for it, that a different number there is better. The reason you want to do that is if I go back to here and I show you, if I just make my left and right crop here 0, you'll see that now I kind of have these sort of bars where my shadow meets the edge of the Discord window. That doesn't look very nice. So making it -36 lets the shadow actually go past those sort of bars there. I'm not going to go into a ton of detail about how to do this. You can watch a tutorial link below if you need to, but essentially this is the plugin that I use. You're going to download the plugin, you're going to install the plugin. It's relatively simple, and then you are just going to do sort of the same thing we did before, where you go back to your filters for your window capture. You're going to add, in this case, a shadow, and you're free to play around with the settings how you like. I'll tell you, just for my personal use, the settings that I use, this is what I think looks pretty nice. Again, you're free to change whatever settings you want, but you're definitely going to want to have an outer shadow. Everything else, though, is essentially, preference, changing the size and everything, although eventually you will run up against the edge of the window, but you can fix that by just, making the crop, the negative crop, bigger. So I'll leave you guys to it, but I hope this has helped at least some of you do this, because I spent an annoying amount of time figuring out how to change the stupid fucking background color so I could do this. Share it to anyone you think would like it, and make sure to like and subscribe. See you guys later.